The fact that our Palestine banned me in the first place shows their jahl, their ignorance. The fact that they later went on to report me to Reddit, which resulted in a 3-day ban in my account, shows their straight up deviance. And this will be exposed in this video, inshaAllah ta'ala. The clip you're about to watch is the reason for my ban from the Falasteen subreddit and the reason for my temporary ban from Reddit as a whole. Children are dying, women and children are dying. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my beloved brothers and sisters in Islam. As you all know, there is a massacre currently going on in Gaza, a modern day Holocaust. I just prayed Dhuhr and I'm headed off to work, and today I chose to wear this. I urge all my fellow brothers and sisters in Islam to wear one of these neat scarves. If you have one, pull it out of your closet, tie it on your head. You can learn on YouTube. Put it on your shoulders. Show the people there is no ambiguity on where you stand in the war in Gaza. Barakallahu feekum. It appears as though our Palestine has taken a similar stance to the Jews as Yasir Fadhi.
Thousands of Jewish people, these are our brethren! These are our brethren! They are the real...
They both believe that it is the Zionists that are the enemy and not the Jews as a whole. There is no evidence for this. As a Muslim, all of the Jews are our enemies, and I'll be showing proofs and evidences to explain this fact. Before we get into all the nitty-gritty proofs and evidences, the dalil, first of all, let us check out Our Palestine and see what they are about. Our Palestine, a forum for robust discussions encompassing all facets of Palestine, spanning its people, culture, art, history, politics, Israeli occupation, and various other facets. The state of Palestine is an occupied nation that declared independence on November 15, 1988, with Jerusalem as its capital. Our Palestine community fervently advocates for the liberation of Palestine. Okay, so what is Our Palestine's problem with my post? What rule did I break? Well, they have a whole list of rules on their subreddit. They said I broke rule number 9. Now, rule number 9 is inclusivity and respect guidelines. If we have a look at this rule list, the first point seems to be what they are talking about: anti-Semitism and any other form of bigotry. They said that my post was bigotry. Well, as a Muslim, I know that I am better than a Jew from the ayah from the book of Allah, وَمَا يَسْتَوِي الْأَعْمَى وَالْبَصِيرُ وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ وَلَا الْمُسِيءُ قَلِيلًا مَا تَتَذَكَّرُونَ. We're just going to ignore all this stuff about being accepting towards homos and all that. Moving on. Okay, so now I'm going to show y'all the chat log that I had with Our Palestine's mod team. Starting off, I asked them, why was my post removed? How exactly is it breaking rule number 9? How exactly is it breaking any rules? Al-Sahabi, your post is anti-Semitic and filled with hate speech and bigotry. Judaism is not an enemy, but a faith with a rich history and diverse followers. That sounds a lot like Yasir Fadhi. Conflating Judaism with Zionism misdirects anti-occupation efforts. The actions of Zionists should not be confused with the beliefs of all Jews. Furthermore, anti-Semitism, prejudice against Jews, can undermine the Palestinian cause by creating a divisive and harmful narrative that oversimplifies the actions and impact of Zionist policies. Such prejudice can alienate potential allies and distract from addressing legitimate concerns about the Israeli occupation and its war crimes. So what they're really saying is we need to ally with the kuffar in order to liberate Palestine. What? Subhanallah. Please avoid making any further anti-Semitic content. Our goal is to expose apartheid Israel, protect this space from Zionist Hasbara trolls and bots, not to promote or defend against unjust accusations of anti-Semitism by allowing content like the one removed. Excuse me, unjust accusations? Well, let us look at dalil from the Quran and the Sunnah. Now it's time to look at the evidences from the Quran and the Sunnah. So let me put my kufi on and relay this hadith to all of you. It was narrated by Aisha and Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhum. On his deathbed, Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam put a sheet over his face, and when he felt hot, he would remove it from his face. When in that state of putting and removing the sheet, he said, "May Allah's curse be on the Jews and the Christians, for they build places of worship at the graves of their prophets." By that, he intended to warn the Muslims from what they, i.e., Jews and Christians, had done, and this was reported in Sahih al-Bukhari. Moving on to my second point, my second proof. It is from Surah Al-Fatiha. غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. So let's have a look at the translation and the tafsir that I pulled up. Narrated Adi bin Hatim radiyallahu anhu, I asked Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam about the statement of Allah, غير المغضوب عليهم, not the way of those who earned your anger. He, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, replied, they are the Jews, and وَلَضَّالِّينَ, nor of those who went astray. He, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, replied, the Christians, and they are the ones who went astray. And the hadith is quoted by At-Tirmidhi and Musnad Abu Dawud. It seems as though our Palestine really did not like my response. They responded by saying, El-Sahabi, the original invitation to contact us regarding this decision is hereby revoked. First of all, I never got an invitation, I just messaged them in the first place. We will no longer accept any further communication about this matter. If you attempt to participate in this subreddit using another account, it will be considered ban evasion, violating Reddit's rules. This will result in bans on all additional accounts. I can assure the mods of our Palestine that I have no desire to participate in your Ikhwani subreddit. This decision was made manually, not through automation. As a volunteer team with limited time, we ask for your understanding. They seem to have been bothered by me mentioning that it was a copy and paste answer. Further messages will be reported for mod mail abuse and harassment. Please do not reply to this message. You have been temporarily muted from our Palestine. You will not be able to message the moderators of our Palestine for 3 days. Okay, so not long after that, our Palestine changed their minds and my mute went from a mute to a permanent ban. They said, hello, you have been permanently banned from participating in our Palestine because you broke this community's rules. You will not be able to post or comment, but you can still view and subscribe to it. Note from the moderators, you have been banned for 15 days for violating rule number 9. Which one is it? Am I banned for 15 days or am I permanently banned? If you have a question regarding your ban, you can contact the moderator team by replying to this message. They said they don't want to talk to me, so I guess I will not be doing that. Reminder from the Reddit staff, if you use another account to circumvent the subreddit ban, that will be considered a violation of the content policy and can result in your account being suspended from the site as a whole. Oh, but hold on, we're not done yet. After this altercation with our Palestine and them ultimately banning me, Reddit reached out to me and delivered a warning. They said, after reviewing, we found that you broke rule number 1 because you promoted identity-based hate or attacks. Reddit is a place for creating community and belonging, not for attacking marginalized or vulnerable groups of people. We don't tolerate promoting hate based on identity or vulnerability, and any communities or people that encourage or incite violence or hate towards marginalized or vulnerable groups will be banned. To be absolutely clear, as a Muslim, I do not hate anybody for their race, their gender, or any other variable that they have no control over. Rather, I hate anybody for the sake of Allah that does not believe that Allah should be worshipped alone without any partners, and that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is not his last and final messenger. This is why I hate. I do not hate because of anti Semitism, because this implies that I hate Jews because of their race. This is absolutely false, and that is not from Islam. I digress. After all that, Reddit changed their mind, just like our Palestine. They said, after reviewing, we found that you broke rule number 1 by engaging in harassment. Reddit is a place for creating community and belonging, not for harassing or bullying people. All I did was pull up proof from Quran and Sunnah. We don't tolerate any behaviors that discourage others from participating in communities, conversations, or the Reddit platform through harassment, bullying, intimidation, sexualizing someone without their consent, yada yada yada. Any communities or people that incite or engage in harassment or abuse towards an individual or group will be banned. As a result, we're issuing a temporary 3-day ban on your El Sahabi account and asking you not to break this rule again. I don't know what rule I broke. I was harassing them by asking them why they removed my post and questioning it. I'm not allowed to question why they removed my post. Really? This is the reason why I was banned from Reddit as a whole? And then they go on to talk about how I can appeal their decision in a court of law or whatever. Listen, I will always speak from Quran and Sunnah. Insha'Allah, Allah will give me the courage to speak out, even if I am the only one in the room that is speaking the truth. What is the truth? The truth is the Book of Allah, the uncreated speech of Allah, the Quran, the unchanged, perfect speech of Allah, and the guidance of the greatest man to ever walk the face of this planet. I'm talking about Muhammad ibn Abdullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and his guidance is the best of guidance, and there is no better guidance. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam cursed the Jews on his tongue, so I will do similar. I will curse them on my tongue, and Reddit can issue bans all they want, but it will never change the way I speak about them. The only way for the Muslims' strength and might is through Islam, through obedience to Allah. Look at early Islamic history, and you will see what I mean.